Good morning, everybody. Let's have a look at Bitcoin, shall we? So, I suppose going on from what we were saying yesterday, we're expecting, I suppose, this move to be finished off to the up before we get rejected. Excuse me, and come back down. So the areas for me would be, well, there's a combination of areas. It's not quite as simple as one very specific area. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's going to have another stab up based upon this 4-hourly chart right now. Over the next, well, on the next candle close, to be honest, which is obviously a little while from here, about 3.5 hours from here. We're very likely to get this Ichimoku conversion baseline cross coupled by the Chiku span and the price being above the cloud with the green portion over here. So again, this is just a 4-hourly chart, right? So yeah, technically we already had that closure over here, but it wouldn't harm to have another closure with the Chiku span just a little higher than where it is right now. I'm expecting this to play out to the tune of $40,000, to be honest. 200 exponential on the 4-hourly, more or less the same deal on the daily as well. Yeah, where are we on the daily? So yeah, give or take, you know, between 40 and 41,000, I would expect to see that area be the rejection, but there is a lot of opportunity to be rejected on the way up to there beforehand. If you think over here, we've got these two candle bodies here, these two candle bodies here. This is 39,500. So I mean, it's all, you know, really, it's just fractions of percents at this stage now, to be honest. But it does look good, though. I have to say, it does look good for a continuation of the move up in the very, very short term. So whether that lasts for a day or two. I think that might probably be it, because overall we are still in a downtrend, and this is the sort of behaviour that we want to see in reaccumulation, which is find a zone and basically go up and down and up and down, when basically bulls are loving it and bears are loving it, bulls are loving it, bears are loving it. Frustrating and boring stuff, and basically where moving averages don't often get very well respected. You know, when just as we think that we're about to go bullish, we go bearish, and it slices through all those moving averages, like they're nothing, and that is an accumulation. So it's still early to call it a reaccumulation. I know I've been calling it that since back down here. It's my expectation that it is, based upon the weekly and how strong this weekly $33,000 support is, the green 50 exponential. So this is essentially, for me, this is the middle part. So long as weekly candles are closing above here and not below there, I'm okay to say there's no bear market coming. But we can go up and down and up and down, so long as we basically, well, I suppose, close candle bodies on a weekly above it, and kind of use it as like a middle zone. So yeah, it's so far so good. It's all working out so far so good. So more or less, that is it. I am only really expecting a further bounce. It could get rejected as early as 39,500. We might even get up to the 50 simple moving average, which is this purple moving average here. That would be the absolute tops, and that would be at 45,000. But as far as the oscillators are concerned down here, the RSI is good, money flow index is good, MACD is good. The only thing that's not good is the general situation with the chart overall on the daily, but even the 4-hourly is showing glimmers of hope, and the weekly shows strong resistance. So that is that. With altcoins, however, different kind of story, and I've been saying this for a while, even before we broke down. I said, look, the further we go with Bitcoin dominance, the more vulnerable altcoins are to getting wrecked. Whether that's in the face of Bitcoin pumping, leaving alts behind, you know, taking their sats away, taking even their dollar value away as their market caps diminish. Or in the face of a dump. So what we're getting here is that obviously in the face of the dump, we had Bitcoin dominance increase massively, and then we had alts do, I suppose, relief rallies, dead cat bounces, maybe. And now what we're seeing is the actual, in my opinion, the actual beginnings of market dominance creeping back into Bitcoin. So kind of your rotation event, really, which is something that we've been talking about for a long time and expecting for a long time, and never really got it. So for me, the whole idea, you know, just before the dump and especially in the dump, is to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible for one way or another, whether that's doing spot trading, dollar cost averaging, perhaps, especially when it comes to me using the profits I've been taking, over the last few months, I've been dollar cost averaging into these zones as well as higher zones on the Bitcoin chart. But bots have also been a major part, and you can see that this bot here for Algorand was set up before the dump. Like, this was the dump. This was the market correction. But since then, it's going up and down and up and down and up and down, enjoying the entire range, and so far it's done quite well. It's quite a large bot that I set up here, 0.57 bitcoins. So if this were to tick away for throughout this boring period, I'll be very happy. If I can manage to get this to double my investment, just in the form of Bitcoin. I mean, that would be great. I mean, it's 22% at the moment. It's not the best performing bot, just bringing in just over 0.5% a day for me. But this is just one of many ways that I just find it easier to just know that I'm basically earning Bitcoin every day, even if it's just by 0.5%. And hopefully somewhere down the line, a couple of months from now, before we go parabolic again, I'll have doubled that investment. I've got a few of the same on Pionex as well. I mean, bots are working out really well, but there is, like I say, with what I've said about Bitcoin dominance, there is reason to be cautious about setting bots up against Bitcoin, just in case Bitcoin rallies and alts dump. It would be worth closing at the lowest grid, and that's definitely my plan. Anyway, other than that, I hope you have a nice day and take it easy.